Hey guys, it's Yorkie here and welcome to a look at one of the main features in Project Cars that I find is very useful and aids me in obtaining information about the car. It's in quite a few of the games, but I don't think quite as in-depth or as detailed as it is here in Project Cars. So I kind of wanted to show this off to you guys and let you guys know about it because it's a great tool in adding to that immersion and real life feeling. You can get all the information that you would like without the HUD around the screen. Now, you've probably seen quite a few of my videos driving in this view with the helmet cam and no HUD, wondering how I get all the information that I'd like to obtain in the race that the HUD usually provides. And that is through the Motec Display, which is sat there behind the steering wheel. Like I said, it's in a lot of games and it is very useful. It's just I don't think a lot of the games don't quite go into the functionality that it has here, like I said. So we're going to take a look at it. As you can see, this first screen here, if I pop it into neutral, you can see the gears there for flicking up and down, and then pop it back into neutral there. You can see what gear I'm in. You can also see the speed to the right of that. In this car it's in kilometers per hour. It does vary from car to car, I believe. Obviously you got the RPM in digits, and you also got an RPM display counter there with also the shift lights above that. Below that, to the left, in the bottom left hand corner, you've got the brake balance. You can shift this backwards and forwards, as you can see. So I believe this is about 65% to the front. Obviously shift it back down so it's 58% to the front, that sort of thing. So you can change that dynamically. You also then got the water temperature just to the right of that. Inside the box you've got the oil pressure and also the oil temperature. So that is the first screen. You'll probably see that basically just the first screen on a lot of cars, but in a lot of games, sorry, but in Project Cars you got multiple screens. So this is the second screen. Obviously information around the top there, the vital stuff like your gear, your speed, and obviously the rev counter there has maintained and stayed the same. However, we've now got information about our lap time. So obviously the lap time there, count down the clock as you go over the start finish line, and it'll start as you go over the finish line again to complete the lap. Below that you've obviously got the split, so your last lap, this is done sector by sector. Then in the box you've got your position that you're in the race. Obviously this is free practice, so there's only me here. And then below that you've got the best lap of the session that you're in. Your third screen gives you information about your fuel in litres. Below that you then got your basically your lap information. So if you're doing a 5-lap race, it'll say whatever lap you're on out of 5 laps. Makes sense. To the right of that in the box, it's got your last lap, and that will display how many litres of fuel you used on your last lap. And then below that, the average, it's basically how many litres of fuel on average you're using on a lap by lap basis. So very good information there for fuel strategy and fuel management. It's a very vital tool, and I have once or twice in the past had to actually do a little bit of fuel management because I didn't take enough fuel on board for the race. Quite interesting concept and quite a lot of fun, and fairly difficult to do as well, a little bit, trying to manage it and calculate it all in your head whilst also racing. The final screen then shows temperatures for both your tyres and your brakes. Obviously tyres are on the left, brakes are over on the right there inside the box, and then the 4 numbers represent the 4 corners of the car. So obviously top left number is your front left tyre, top right number is your front right tyre, bottom right is your rear right tyre, so on and so forth. You get the idea. And then you're back to the first screen again. So like I said, I use this and I've used it in a number of videos in the past as well. You may see me using it from time to time, just flicking through the screens whilst I'm driving to try and get a good sense of basically what's going on with my car and also the race around me. So just to show off some of this working in real time, if we just do a lap or two, I'll show you guys. Obviously you can see the lap time counter there going up. Just flick that, you can see the fuel there being used. quite nicely. And say I was to lift off the gas, stop using fuel. That's basically a way of doing some fuel management, is by lifting and coasting like they would in the real world. You can see your brake temperatures and tyre temperatures there changing. Obviously brake temperatures increasing as I use the brakes, tyre temperatures increasing as I put load through the wheels. So those numbers on the right should increase as I go through the corner, which they are doing, as all the weight of the car is on that front right. Same now if we go through here, all the load will be on the front left and also the rear left as well, obviously, and those temperatures would increase, whereas the inside tyres will increase slightly but not as much. Very good driving. So if we go back to this screen and just display the brakes, so I shifted the brake bias way forward, as you can see it's 64%, locked up the front wheels quite heavily. Same if I was to drop it way down and brake into here, the rear wheels will lock. So you got to be fairly careful as to how much you shift it around the car. And as you can see, lap time isn't great, so I'm going to go over the lap and basically just do a quick hot lap for you guys. I'm going to stay quiet for this so I can actually concentrate as well. There you can see the information being displayed quite nicely. Terrible first corner. There's the fuel. Way too late. And there you have it. A good example of the Motec Display. Very useful tool. Enjoy using it in these kind of more realistic situations. Like I said, various cars have various different displays as well, which do display various different pieces of information. So when you get in each car, have a flick through the pages. You will need to assign a button to change the display page. But have a flick through, see what information there is there, and then utilise that in the race. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little insight. Please leave the video a rating. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I shall see you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care.